Hi, and welcome to our first Hampton School Christmas edition, Audiobooks. This project has been developed by our first semester high school students in our reading workshop class in order to promote the reading for pleasure as a daily activity. Today, you'll have the honor to listen to the book How the Grinch Stole Christmas, written by Dr. Seuss and published in 1957. With nothing else to add, enjoy it!
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not.
The Grinch hated Christmas. The whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his hair wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his hair was two sizes too small.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sore, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For they knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they are hanging their stockings.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here.
Then he growled, with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew.
All the Who girls and boys will make bright and early. They rush for their toys. And then, the noise. Oh, the noise. That's one thing he hated. The noise.
Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast. And they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. Feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least.
And then, they do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing.
They sing, and they sing, and they sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
The Grinch loud in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chocolate.
What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said.
If I can find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he hauled his dog, Max, then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head.
Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and he hitched up old Max.
Then the Grinch said,
Get up!
and then the sleigh started down, toward the homes where the Who's lay as news in their town.
all their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square,
This is stop number 1.
the old Grinch closed hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his furs.
He slid down the chimney. A rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who's stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings
He grinned.
are the first thing to go.
Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Popcorns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums, and he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags, one by one, up the chimney.
Then he slunk to the icebox, he took the Who's Fest, he took the Who Pudding, he took the Roost Best, he cleaned out that icebox as quick as flash. Why? That Grinch even took their last of the Who hash.
Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shout when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dope. He turned around fast and he saw a little small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than a 2.
The Grinch had been caught by this teeny Who daughter, who got out of the bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why? What are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know that the old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie and he thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot? There's a light on this tree that will light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here.
And he spiffed fooled the child. Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And then, when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up.
Then the last thing he took was the log of their fire. They went up to the chimney, himself the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire.
And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse.
Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses,
Leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's Moses.
It's a quarter past down. All the Who's is still abed. All the Who's is still in snow. When he packed it up, he slid, packed it up with their presents. The ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, and the tinsel. The trimmings, the trappings.
3,000 feet up the side of Mr. Crumpet. He rode with his load to the tiptoe to dump it.
Poo-poo to the Who's.
He was grinchiously humming.
They're finding out that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in a Who bill will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise
Grinned the Grinch.
that I simply must hear.
So he paused. And the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow.
but the sound wasn't sad. Why this sound sounded merry? It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at the Who bill. The Grinch putted his eyes. Then he shut. What he saw was shocking surprise.
Every Who down in the Who bill, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all.
He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same.
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tag. It came without package, boxes or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore.
Maybe Christmas doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in the Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whisked with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he, himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, written by Dr. Seuss. The voices you've just heard are from Regina Scarpulli, Isabela Jimenez, Fernanda Domínguez, Lurlín Álvarez, Arlette Querogalu, and Jamil Garcia as the Grinch. The music you've just listened was made by Porfirio Franco. Sound effects were recorded by Luis Alejandro Trejo, María José Calvo, Mariana Ramos, Frida Santos, Ana Sofía Moguel, Diego Robledo, Ricardo Meléndez, Alejandra González, Sofía Hernández, and Juan Carlos Manjarres. Sound design, mixing, and the voice that you are now listening was Arturo Artote Prior. Thanks for listening.